That's the main determination. That should be your determination. How different can you be from the rest? And then how well can you push your brand? And how well can you get to the level you want to get? So it's about who you want to be. Yeah.
George Akolache Jr. is the founder and CEO of 𝐌𝐑 Ushering Agency. The 𝐌𝐑 Ushering project started off due to his love for events and most importantly, serving humanity. He came up with the name 𝐌𝐑, which is an Arab word meaning riches or prosperity. The love for events compelled him to recruit young, passionate ladies and gents aspiring to be event ushers and hostess to train them to deliver protocol services with high-level standards. George, also known as Melvin, a name given to him by his godfather, has a vast experience with human resource management due to his educational and professional background. George, a principled young man with his vision, has attained a prominent status that has set him apart from the rest. His love for grooming young aspiring persons in the event sector is unmatched. Our guest for today, hi Melvin.
Hello, 𝐷𝐷𝐆𝐿.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
We are so glad to have you here for the first episode of our show, Smash Hits.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for honoring our invitation.
My pleasure.
So, how have you been doing?
I'm doing amazing. How are you?
I'm good. Okay, so before we zoom into the most important reason why we are here, I'd like to ask you a few personal questions. Okay, so if money and time were no objects, what would you be doing right now?
I guess I'll be sleeping by then.
Be sleeping.
Yeah.
Okay. I was expecting you to give some answer, but it's okay. Sleeping alone.
Sleeping and touring the world, I guess.
Okay. So, who do you want to be like when you grow up, and why?
Okay, so someone I look up to before he even came to the limelight is Barack Obama.
Okay.
Like I love him, how he motivates, he inspires, and he's a go-getter. Like he know what he wants, and he's about for the like I would say he's for the people. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's who I want to be one day. I want to be that powerful. Yeah.
Okay. That's great. That's great. Okay. So, when did you first start your business?
You mean 𝐷𝐷𝐆𝐿?
Yes.
Okay, so honestly, 𝐷𝐷𝐆𝐿 has been a long-term project. Just that, as human beings, we do have times, I would say, we want to take on our project and everything. And 𝐷𝐷𝐿 actually started in 2021.
Okay.
That's last 3 years. Ending of 2021. And during that time, I didn't really have that inspiration to, unveil it or start up with a project. But as the saying goes, the more you procrastinate, the more you push your project behind. So
Yeah,
I took
true.
up that mandate, I took up that mantle, and I pushed forward with my project. And fast forwarding, February 2022, I had the chance to work with one or two people who encouraged me. And sometimes I feel a bit down, like I'm like, why should I even go into event ushering since
Yeah.
it's mostly dominated by ladies?
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
I'm like, no, 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 you can do it.
Okay.
So I had the best motivation and inspiration from my brother's wife.
Okay.
She's Deborah Lamte, Mrs. Deborah Lamte,
Okay.
who kept inspiring me. Junior, you can do it. You can do it. Keep on. Even though it's dominated, you can still push ahead with it. So I did took up her advice, and then I pushed forward with it, and then I unveiled 𝐷𝐷𝐿.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's God bless your sister-in-law.
Thank you.
Yeah, so in your own few words, tell us about your industry. Yeah.
Okay, my industry, it's all fall under the event industry.
Okay.
And the event industry is a very challenging one. So much to learn, so much to unlearn, so much to take inspiration from, so much to take motivation from. But most importantly, it builds you up.
Okay.
If you are a strong person, you would know from being a mainstay in the event industry. If you are not strong, you will surely fade out. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And I would say with the event industry, you always have to be strategic, how
Okay.
tactful you are. You
Okay.
get the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like you can't just come do anything and just believe you can be a mainstay, you fade out. So that's one thing I've learned about the industry. You need to really steady, you need to learn, be humble enough to learn. Yes. And be bold enough to be daring. If you are daring, you can achieve it. Yeah. So that's what I could I could say or I can say about the event industry. And when it comes to my sector, which is the event staffing and protocol sector, uh, it's a lot challenging, I would say. It mostly goes with referrals,
Okay.
recommendations, and
Okay.
all that.
Okay.
Because you could meet an event planner and it could be like, could you book me? And the event planner could be like, I already have a team I'm working with.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
can't force them to book you,
True.
but you can bring up some ideas, tactful ideas, strategies, which would surely, prompt them and be like, oh, this team is trying. Let's give
Okay.
them a chance to work with. And when they
Okay.
give you the chance, just nail it on the head,
Okay.
and you're good to go.
Okay.
So that's a
So
little I could tell you about the staffing industry or the staffing sector.
so you're trying to say that before anyone can be in your industry, the person has to be very strong
Very strong,
and determined,
very determined.
okay, and persistent.
That's it. And
All right.
perseverance is also another
Okay.
one
Okay.
because I would say, you know, yeah, I would say now there are about 30,000 Austrian agencies in Ghana and counting.
Wow.
But how could you be different? How can you be different from the rest?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
the main determination. That should be your determination. How different can you be from the rest? And then how well can you push your brand? And how well can you get to the level you want to get? So it's
Okay.
about who you want to be. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Right. We've heard, motivational speakers, saying that you can start a business, you can be an entrepreneur, you can start with this. Some telling us they started with, some little amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
I say what they say in the chassis. 2 CD, 40 pesos.
Okay, so I want to ask, how much money did you use to start your business?
Um, I honestly speaking, I don't want to say something I'm not familiar with or I'm not too. I don't know. I don't really look at that though, but it just recently, if anything, anything we purchase or anything we up to go get, we take what's it called, receipts and invoices
Mm,
for them.
okay.
But I don't really recall. But the little I could recall is I had help. I would
Okay.
say I had help.
Okay.
I had friends who are already in the event industry who
Okay.
I actually reached out to and like, you know what, I want to start this. Could you be a part of it?
Okay.
Like, oh yeah, some could decline your offer, some
Mm,
could be like, yeah, we could do this. Let's do it together. And
okay.
that's how it all started.
All right.
So I can't really pinpoint and be like this amount was pushed in it or not. Yeah.
Okay. So, did you always have the dream of becoming an entrepreneur or owning your own company,
Mm,
becoming a CEO?
yeah. The
Okay.
dream, you know. The reason why I'm smiling is I have worked under prominent people,
Okay.
a lot of prominent people, and I learned a lot from them. They toughen me up. They toughen me up. And being a CEO, I never thought of it. I thought when you go to school, when you get the opportunity to work, you just work, make money from being paid, and then start a family, get your own properties and all that. It never came across my mind to even own, even I would say, the smallest company we ever think of even coming up with.
Okay.
I didn't have the knowledge about it until something came up, and I was like, oh no, everyone is unique in their own ways. Everyone can be that powerful. So I realized I was that powerful. So I was like, you
Nice.
know what? Let me try doing something. So I did. I came up with uh, actually I wanted to start up with something like a buying and selling kind of
Okay.
business
Okay.
until I had the opportunity to also venture into the events, and I'm like, you know what? Let's do this so people or event planners could have the best of staffing
Okay.
services.
Okay.
So that's how come I came up with such a project. And during the project, I would say I realized being a manager is not easy.
Okay.
You could sometimes pay your staff, and you could literally be left with zero, but you
I
still
know,
have to
right?
still smile and be strong and
Yeah.
still move on to the next
Yeah.
one. So yeah, being a CEO, it's a beautiful position. You have the authority, you have the power, and you go places. Yeah.
So we would say that to be an entrepreneur, you have to realize what you want to do. And then when you know what you want to do, you have to have some kind of focus that, okay, this is what I want to do and this is it. Because
Exactly.
I believe that when you start, there are a lot of challenges, there are a lot of things that will come
A
your
lot,
way
a
that you feel
lot.
like, I want to give up. But it's not everybody that can become a CEO in this world.
Even during the time your project is ongoing, you still feel like giving up. It happens to everyone. Yeah, because there could be I recall a situation whereby I was like, my team has been so dull. I don't like how my team is dull. So let me just push on with one email to any managing director I know of, or any upcoming event I know of. Let me just push one email to see if they would be given the opportunity to, be on that
Okay.
program. And the person or the managing director got back to me through the mail. I didn't watch it earlier. I didn't view it earlier. And the time I actually opened the mail, he was like, "Oh, time is far gone because I
Mm.
needed ladies at this place at this location, that's
Oh, okay.
Kempinski, for a real estate unveiling.
Okay.
So I needed ladies to, usher in people, but time is far gone." I'm like, "Oh." So it broke me down. I'm like, my team is already darling.
Mm.
I needed some sort of boosting, and it's not
Yeah.
just any program I'll go in for.
Yeah. True.
If it's any program I'll go in for, then I believe each and every day I'll be having an event to attend. But I still need to maintain that standard and quality services I want to offer. Yeah, so that's what happened.
Okay. Hello, did you know that the first impression you give is actually your outfit? Yes, yes. And are you looking for a trusted source where you can get a quality but yet affordable clothing for your church, for your outings, for your parties, for work, and all that? Look no further. CILLYN Closet is just a step away. Follow us on Instagram at CILLYNCloset.gh. Send us a DM or save our WhatsApp number and send us hi on 0544964294. The only thing you need to do is DM us your size and style. What would you say is the most difficult part of your job
Most difficult
as
part.
a CEO?
It's internal. That's how I say it. It's
Okay.
internal. The
Okay.
most difficult part is making people happy,
Okay.
especially your staff. If your staff are not happy, you can never have a happy team to work with.
Okay.
So it's internal, it's within. If I make the human resource manager happy, she would surely push the staffing team or the hostesses and ushers to deliver exceptionally and to
Okay.
know their what's it called, code of conduct, get to know a little basics about ushering in general. A lot of ladies will be like, I want to be an usher. I realize your page is beautiful. I realize you are doing amazing. Your ladies look decent and everything. I want to join. Everyone is entitled to their
Okay.
opinion. You have to join. Yes, you can join anyone you prefer. But when you come to Gandor, there are some certain what's it called? Certain decisions we've made or rules and regulations set up to guide each and every person. So you wouldn't go wayward. That's all I would say. So when you can't make your staff happy, naturally you the CEO, it becomes tough for you to work.
Okay.
That's how it works. So it's internal when it comes to the ushering sector. Yeah.
I would ask about your employees. How do you get them like organized? So I've seen, let's say I've seen some few pictures. Like, do you have criteria? Are you supposed to know how to dance before you can join?
Oh,
Maybe you should know how to speak in public.
yeah.
Maybe you should smile like without any, efforts. Like you should
Yes.
be ready to smile at all
Yes.
times. How do you side their minds to?
Okay, so there are some there are some ways to get people into the mood.
Okay.
There are some ways to get people into the mood. I could literally smile with you. The next moment, I'm so stressed, but I still have to smile towards you. You can even fake a smile.
Okay.
Just push your chin up here and then.
Okay.
You're good to go.
Okay.
Even though you are not happy, you are so stressed. Maybe you are overwhelmed by the crowd and everything. Yes, still, you have to keep pushing. And so with that, I would say when it gets tough, you need to get the right people on board. You just don't give anyone a chance to go because someone will be like, I want to be an usher. You are part of the team though, but you are not meeting the criteria or you are not learning enough. So we can't just push you on
Okay.
to just any event because if we do that, maybe our reputation will be at stake.
Okay.
So we need to always have the right persons on board. So when you are joining Gandor, there's nothing much like we don't really base our focus on what you can do or what you do,
Okay.
but what we can train you to do or what you can also offer us as an usher.
Okay.
That's what I would
So
say.
they go through training to like.
Yes, in-house and online.
Okay.
Yeah. So we could have the code of conduct presentation and everything. And with Gandor, right now, Zoom is advanced, Google Meet is advanced. We get a chance to meet um, even new aspiring persons
Okay.
who apply and then join Gandor. We train them, teach them how to be of high quality. Um, I mean, offer good and quality services. Yes, we train them to offer good and quality services to guests during events. And it's not just ushering. Ushering has a lot of, I would say, protocol services. We have the ushering, diary carrying. I believe you know the diary carrying. You put on the kente and then the diary carrying, ushering, commercials, product or brand activation, and a whole lot. Yeah. So it's not really um, based on a certain trait, but we open it up to each and every person aspiring to be a professional person. Yeah, when it comes to events ushering. Yeah.
So, as a CEO, what advice would you give to, let's say, another company, with its own employees? What advice would you give to those people working for someone?
Okay, so I one day chanced on a chat whereby I was chatting with one CEO of another ocean agency, and he was like, Marvin, you guys, you are doing well. I'm like, okay, how well are we doing? You're a 5-star agent. I'm like, 5-star. When you say 5-star, do you know what you are talking about? It was like, you are delivering exceptional. I'm like, oh, thank you, but we are still working our way up to the top. So I believe we will get there.
Yeah.
So for now, we still believe we are still in the working
Yeah.
process. And I asked him, how are you feeling? He was like, the challenges are too much. Planners don't want to work with most new firms
Mm-hmm.
because they have the trustees, they have the people they trust already.
Trust already.
So you can't penetrate. And I told him, keep being unique. Keep being unique. When you are unique, everything goes your way. Never do what others are doing to get events or to get the gigs they want, because there are lots of challenges, but be unique. Just be on your lane and everything will fall in place. Because some would go for events and they'll be dancing the same choreography steps. Some will go for an event and the way they are dressed. But one thing or advice I would give to ushering agencies is we shouldn't, lower our standards,
Okay.
because anytime we do that, it affects each and every person or each and every ushering agency there is in Ghana.
Okay.
Because if an event planner comes to me and I charge the event planner at a certain rate, believing this is the work or this is the value I'm offering you, so you need to pay for it. The event planner should look at the work I am doing
Okay.
and pay such amount. But if the event planner comes to me, or the organizer comes to me, or the clientele comes to me, and the person is like, I'm paying this amount, and I don't accept because I feel like you're undervaluing me or you're underpaying me, and the person comes to you and you accept that amount of money, the person will be like, oh, that's how they are all like.
Mm-hmm.
If this person doesn't accept, this
This
person
person
will do what?
would
This
accept.
agency
Yeah.
will accept. So it's like we are undervaluing ourselves. But
Okay.
mind you, with that too, it gives the um organization or the organizer or the planner the idea to also recruit certain persons just to do that kind of protocols
Mm-hmm.
duties for them, forgetting that it's a whole lot of work to do. And in the end, maybe you might go for an event, you organize your own persons, they just go do anything, and a guest to come and won't feel like they need to even book an ushering agency for their event, because when they went to their previous program, some persons were messing up saying they were ushers.
Okay.
So we need to set the values. We need to maintain that standard. And I believe with that, we would be valued in Ghana. And by Gando, we are looking up there. Like we want to be
Okay.
on that international standard. And by God's grace, we are still pushing. We are
All the
still pushing.
best.
Thank you.
Okay, so talking about standards, do you have like a fixed rate that, let's say, someone is having an engagement party? So let's say every engagement party, you have a fee that you charge for that.
Yeah.
Let's say if you are doing ushering at a funeral, so every funeral you charge this amount, weddings this amount, activations this amount. Do you have like something like that, like
A
cut
rate
across
card.
in your,
Yeah. A
like in
rate
your
card.
industry, like
Yeah.
everyone?
Uh, mm, it varies. It
Okay.
varies from each and every agency. That's what that's why I said earlier on. You know, if only we could come together, and yeah, one or two persons organize protocol awards, ushering awards, and all that. I believe it's a good way to go, because it bonds us. It brings out the family ties. It brings us together. But one thing too is the services I offer are of high value than yours. I
Okay.
push in a lot. I invest a lot
Okay.
in mine. You don't. You don't do it. Maybe you see it to just be a side hustle. But if you really look at the long term future, you could even realize you could build an empire.
Okay.
You get the whole thing.
Okay.
So maybe the amount I will charge will differ from yours,
Okay.
but it doesn't cut across. And yes, every ushering agency should have a rate card, so that when a client or organizer or a planner asks for your rate card, you actually present it to them. And also from there, you would have to ask questions. You would have to ask questions. Maybe duration, um, attire inspiration, major color of the or theme of the program, so
Program.
you could match up with. And
Okay.
also maybe some persons would ask, I want to I wa- because of maybe it's an activation, activation at the mall. I need ladies to present this product in a very nice way. Maybe the person is a dark person, but the product is for fair persons. So you need to have such person
Yeah.
on board.
Yeah.
So it doesn't cut across, but we all should know our values and then we work towards it.
Okay.